Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling, and she'll see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today, as we'll be relaxing as per usual. Oh, what's this button? List all tabs in Firefox. Sorry, I just saw there's a button I never realised before in Firefox. Listing all tabs, there you go. I tend to have very minimal tabs open at like all times, so it's not really something which matters much to me, but more power to you if you're the type of person to have about 100,000 tabs open, which, you know, could not be me, I would say, but up to you. Hello there, everyone. Fawnhallow. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 12:37 p.m. on 6th of October. Sorry, Sunday, 6th of October, 2024. I don't know why I skipped through that. Like, I just sort of wasn't really thinking about it, to be honest. But yeah, we're chilling, we're relaxing, all cool. Shoot some b-board outside of school, as they say. Oh, I forgot about my shiny colours. I need to actually play a bit of grade first to make sure I don't completely demote and downwards. It's okay, I got 3 days or so. I don't know what we're going to talk about today. Well, what reminders have we got here? Fishing tourney, which we all not partake in. Yeah. What are we going to talk about today? I don't have anything particular on my mind, so I'm just trying to think. I recorded a bit of Stray earlier. We'll be having a stream later today. Because it's 1st of October, we're gonna, not first, but first day in October. Is this a day where, no, it's got 4 Sundays in it. We're gonna have some interesting Halloween art, I think, for thumbnail art. What sort of Halloween art? I'm not really sure yet. Yet to be decided. I had some ideas sort of turning in my head. We have nothing in our inventory, so we might as well just sort of sit down and chill. Didn't have anything sort of turning around in my head at the moment, so that will just sort of have to see what comes. What may come from that. What sort of fest is this? This is a... Okay. I was trying to figure out what sort of tankiness was happening. Sorry about that, a little bit of a pause. I feel like I'm trying to play too many games simultaneously, which I don't know if that's necessarily a good or bad thing, but here I am. Don't turn away now. Yeah, what was I going to say? I forgot. Hopefully it wasn't important. I'm sure it wasn't. Yeah, we're sort of chilling, we're relaxing, being all cool, shoot some people outside of school. The same sort of rigmarole that I always say. With all of this. Yeah. What should we talk about today? Digital Circus. Touched upon that yesterday. Very good episode. There we go. I got my promote score. Shiny colours. That's quite easy. I did notice that my characters are using the wrong abilities, because I've got Starlight Stage on my phone as well. It's like intense multitasking, doing all these different games. Not in a bad way necessarily. Maybe in a bad way. I suppose it kind of depends on your perspective, huh? It's kind of up to you if you decide it's a good or bad way. But no, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about... I'm not really sure. I need to start thinking about doing a thumbnail art for the next series, which are coming on after, because Stray has probably about, I'm going to guess, 6 or so episodes left, so it's really not that many. I know what game is going to come afterwards. Wait, no, hold on. No, okay, I do know which game is going to come afterwards, and that thumbnail art's actually going to be quite easy, so it's not too bad. Methinks. But Okami could also be rounding off somewhat soon. I know what game's coming after that. I don't think Talos Principle is rounding off anytime soon, so that's okay. But I just I gotta keep it in mind, you know. It's hard to find the time to do these sort of things. Here and there, I wanted to record some more last night, but then I just didn't have a time at some point. So I recorded 1 episode of Stray, and I recorded 2 more today, which is okay. But it's not like Stray's the only thing which I need to record. And as we get into December, that's when I'm going to need to record even more. That's why I need to build up a backlog of like 2 weeks again or something. But of course, not always the easiest thing to do. But nonetheless, we are here. And we are surviving. And we are vibing. But yeah, sorry, I've just been saying nonsense for the past 5 minutes. I've not actually chosen anything to talk about yet. What can we talk about? What's been happening? I'm trying to think. I'm sort of racking my brain. Should I go for a far-reaching conversation here and there? I don't really know. I'm just trying to see what I got on YouTube. I know the League of Legends World Championships is going on at the moment. I don't know how that's been going. It's kind of like I hear it tangentially here and there, but I'm sure when the actual finals comes, maybe we'll be paying. I'll be paying more attention to it, whoever it may be. I'm looking at the YouTube recommendations I have. Nothing particularly crazy going on. ATM. Nothing really crazy happening in the games I'm playing at the moment either. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sort of just like looking around. Maybe what can I talk about? I talk about this whiteboard I have on my windowsill. Something I bought. I think it was for university time. I bought it to like help my organisation or something. But the thing is, I just never update that whiteboard. Like if I need to like have a schedule. See, this is the thing. It's not because I'm a decently organised person. I'm not going to claim myself to be the most organised person in the world, despite what some people may or may not say, which I think is a false sort of pedestal. But I do like to keep reasonably organised. But the thing is, I never ended up really using the whiteboard. Now, the thing I know that some people used it for was like I studied maths in university, if you didn't know. And some people like to use whiteboards to like work out like sums equations or work on a problem or something. But honestly, I always preferred working down on paper because like having a permanent record, I suppose, is something that you can always refer back to should you need to. So I had a whiteboard which was meant to be for mainly organisational purposes. But the thing is, anytime I needed something which was like a scheduled thing, which I needed to remember happening, I would just write it. Like I would make a note in my like calendar about it, because that makes the most sense to me. I'm like, that's kind of like what I check. That's got like a giant record of everything going on. So I can't even remember what I ended up using a whiteboard for. Like, I guess it's meant to be for, like, remember to do this, but oftentimes I would set myself a reminder on my phone rather than this. So my whiteboard has been rather unused, if anything. I should find maybe a better place for it. Like, I should probably not put it on my windowsill, because my windowsill is, like, difficult to reach, because there's, like, a bed and now a chest of drawers in the way. So what if I need to, like, tidy up the shelf here. So if I put it on here, as, like, a whiteboard thing to remember, maybe that could be good. I don't know. But it's a thing, like, what do you use a whiteboard for? You use it to jot down things to remember. If it's a small thing to jot down to remember, I would much rather just do it then and there, right? Like, it's a golden rule. If something takes less than 5 minutes to do it when you remember it. Because it's less than 5 minutes. It's super quick. Just go down and do it, or whatever. I know it's not always that simple, depending on when you remember it, but still. But it's something that's more important, and I'm like, oh, you know, it takes more than 5 minutes for something to do, then it's like, okay, well, then I won't want to write it on my whiteboard. I want it on my calendar or something so it can prompt me to make sure I don't forget about it. But yeah. So really, this whiteboard of, like, things to remember is a sort of, like, to-do list, but it's only for a very specific category of things which it works for. Well, not works for, of which I would find much of a use for it. I accidentally stood up. Because it has to be sort of like at this mid-level of things I'm not willing to do immediately, but still need to do eventually. And then I need to sort of like find out the nuance behind that of like, oh, what does that like mean to want to do something but not necessarily do it immediately. It needs to be a sort of like very specific scenario of a medium level task which I would not put a reminder in my own phone and calendar about, which is like, what does that encompass? And the answer is I don't really know. I mean, I guess a good one would be to like, oh, tidy up this shelf or something, but I'm like, I don't need a reminder on the whiteboard for that. I can remember to do it. I can see my shelf and it needs tidying. So I guess that part seems a little bit like, I guess what I'm trying to say is I haven't found a way to organically incorporate this whiteboard into, I was gonna say my work schedule, that sounds a bit too formal, like the way I work yet. I'm sure eventually I will, but if anything, the first thing I need to do is actually like buy whiteboard pens, because the one I had ran out. I also don't have a whiteboard eraser, so I have this like little panda magnet, which I think my father bought for me. When he went on holiday like ages ago or something, and I've just been using this panda as like a whiteboard eraser, which is probably not great for the panda, mind you. Yeah, probably not great for the panda, but it still doesn't change the fact I don't have a whiteboard pen. I will say, whiteboard's genuinely quite fun to write on, to be honest. Like, I can understand the appeal of like this reusable like slab or paper, but it's just more like I've not found the way I would use it practically rather than for fun. Because I remember my friend, she had like this massive whiteboard in her room. I don't know why I said like a massive whiteboard in her room, which, you know, her being a mathematician as well, she would use to like write down like notes and calculate and like figure out things on it. But at the same time, like every time I went into a room, I just used it to like doodle drawings on, which she kept actually. Like I remember the first one I drew, I can't remember the first one I drew. I think I drew like a sort of a random phoenix in the middle of her board or something like that. And then the second one I drew like oh yeah, I was like, this phoenix is like the deity of like luck or something, and it will bring you good luck. And obviously she kept it because, you know, I mean, you don't need to use the entire whiteboard, I guess, all the time. And then like later on I drew like a dragon, which was like because I was like, I'm like in this stage of mythical creatures or whatever, I guess. I drew a dragon and it was meant to be like the deity of justice. I guess I'm doing some D&D like world building. I mean, I drew another one which was a deity of love. I can't remember what it was, except for it was like holding onto a crescent moon. I think I mean, my mind is telling me it was like an otter or something, but I'm like, why would I draw an otter if I had like a mythical creature theme going on? Anyway, I drew that on the last day, before we graduated or something, before we left and everything got packed up, from university time. Good times, to be honest. I might stop a picture of it. Let's see. It would have been 2019, right? Yeah, so it would have been just before or after this. I'm not really sure. Oh, here it is. Oh, it was a beaver. There we go. Oh, it wasn't. Oh, it wasn't a phoenix. It was a peacock. I see. It really did take up a lot of a space on this whiteboard. Might I add? They're positively huge. I don't remember drawing it that big. There's still some maths on it. But that's my only memory of this random whiteboard. Did I draw this other thing on it? This cobweb? I don't remember. Or maybe that was another friend. I think one time we watched Babadook together with another friend, and he drew some other stuff on there. That's my memory of it. Anyway, whiteboards. Whiteboards are pretty cool though. Like, they're cool in the classroom sense. Like, better than blackboards? I don't know. I would say mathematicians absolutely adore their blackboards. They adore their chalk. You know, you people have probably seen that video of the fact this like Japanese chalk is in like short supply, and mathematicians were like buying it and like hoarding it or whatever, which, you know, I'm sure is true to a certain extent. Not me. I don't know why I say it with like such glee or something, but it's just more so that like, oh yeah, yeah, I didn't end up using that chalk for anything, or having chalk or blackboard. So I feel like I'm talking in circles. I just don't really know what to talk about. But like whiteboard organization, whiteboard to-do list. Like, I feel like that's such like a typical thing. You would see it like in a media property or something. Someone making a to-do list and writing it down on a whiteboard, like a dry erase whiteboard attached to a fridge, and it's like to pick up milk or something. But I'm like, surely you do like weekly shopping trips or like larger shopping trips where you pick up multiple things all at once. And one of the things that if you buy it often enough, you would remember to pick up a milk. But I guess it's like, oh, if you run out of milk in a short supply, right? Like faster than you anticipated, you'd be like, oh, let's remember to pick up milk as well. But it's, at the same time, I'm just like, I don't know. It feels almost excessive to do it on a whiteboard. To have a whole whiteboard to remember it. But also, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, what else would you put on a whiteboard to-do list? I don't know. Because maybe I think it's just the way I work. Like if it's something I need to remember, like I need to fill in a form or send it off or something, I would have a form and I'd put it in a prominent location. That's my whiteboard to-do list. So maybe, if anything, I should change my way of thinking. I should not be using this whiteboard as a to-do list. I should be using it for something else. But what else would I use it for? I'm not sure. Like rough ideation. But again, as I say, rough ideation, I'd rather do either digitally or I'd rather do on like pen and paper. I will say, I do have a drawer here full of like pen and paper, of like notes I used to have back in school, which I need to actually also clean through at some point. Because it's an absolute mess of stuff which could be stuffed away in boxes somewhere else, to be honest. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. What else do people use a whiteboard for? What if I just Google whiteboard? Whiteboard, I don't know, it's just a load of plain whiteboards. What's this one? Coated steel 5-year surface guarantee. This woman looks very scared. And very saturated. It's the same woman posing in these two photos. She's posing in front of all the whiteboards. I mean, that's not really have like a brainstorming board meeting or whatever. I'm not really doing that with myself. I mean, I guess a brainstorm kind of... I could do a brainstormy sort of thing. Am I doing maths on this one? Right, 3 plus 7 plus 11 plus 15 plus 19 using Sigma notification. Oh, notation. That makes more sense. Okay. Periodic table. Which I drew and then erased away. Okay. Multiplication. Oh, I remember back in primary school. I'm not even talking about the big ones. We used to have like miniature whiteboards during school time. And it'd be like, everyone get your whiteboards out. And everyone, like, we used to have like, instead of like an American system where everyone's got their own individual desk and you lift up a desk for that sort of thing, what you have is, well, we had at least, we had primary school, we had tables of 6 basically. So we'd have like 2 people, then 2 people facing opposite, and then another 2 people attached to the side of that. And then underneath there was like space for a tray, like a set of drawers. And those set of drawers is what you would put all your stuff in. You put your pencil case in, you'd put your whiteboard in, and you're meant to like organise and put your other stuff in there. I had like mini dictionary, I think, in there. I can't remember the other stuff I put in there. I think I put my glasses case in there or something. But this is bringing memories back. Some people would have like a folder, which I used to organise things and just put stuff in there. But the thing is, the folder took up most of the room, so then you couldn't really fit in other stuff as well. But I remember that. It was always a grand old time when you had to reach into your tray and get out your whiteboard. I remember when we used to have like these seating arrangements as well. Everyone would be standing around the classroom with the trays. Actually, I completely forgot about this. We'd be standing around the trays, and then like one person would be picked randomly to be in one seat, and then they get to choose their neighbour. Basically each time, and it sort of like worked its way round. Yeah. Oh man, I'm gonna round this episode off here. I don't know what I'm talking about. Mini whiteboards, I guess. I just need to find a use for them. Maybe I could be like this guy and write out the entire periodic table on them for no apparent reason. Company, strategy, business plan. Great one, to-do list. Lorem ipsum dolus sit admit. Stop here, first floor, room 17. Look at all these strategy meetings. So who's drawing a pie chart like that on the whiteboard? I don't know. Oh, that's actually a good one. This person's actually using it to practice Japanese like kanji writing. Or Chinese, that maybe. I can't really see what this says. Something tongue. That's actually a good idea, you know? Maybe I have found use for it. Anyway, I'm going to round up this episode here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope you see each other again, but for now, ta farewell. So until next time. Bye-bye for now.